In this video series, we are going to make a fully functional blog using PHP and MySQL. So, in the first few parts, we are going to completely focus on the front end. So, if you don't want to see the front end part, you can directly skip to the back end part. So, in this video, we are going to make the basic page for our blog. Now, before getting started, make sure that you have started Apache and MySQL servers in the XAMPP. And after doing that, create a new PHP file called index.php. So if I refresh this page, it should be. Now we can add the boilerplate here and give the title as Techno Blog. You can name it anything. And after that, in the body, we are going to create a section tag and we are going to give it a class called home. After that, we are going to create few divs in the section tag. So the first div would be for the navigation, and the second div would be for some text. Now we are going to quickly add the style tag in the head tag. Now first of all, let's reset the default CSS settings. So we are going to set the margin to 0, uh, padding also 0. Now the first thing that we want to do here is add a background image. So first let's give this section and height, let's give it an height of 100 VH and width of 100 VW. Now let us add the image in the background. So here I have an image downloaded from the internet. This is the image. You can choose any image you want. Just type background URL, and first we need to go into the images folder and then fetch the background.jpg. So /images/ background.jpg and a semicolon. Now if we see here, we are getting the image, but there is one problem, like this is not centered and this image ratio is not correct. So to fix it, all you need to do is just here you need to do no repeat, center, center, cover. Once you have done this, you can see that the image here is clearly appearing. Okay, so after this we'll create our navigation bar. We are going to create another two divs, one div for the logo and another div for the buttons. So for temporary purpose, we are in the logo we are going to simply add up some text, let's say techno blog, and in the buttons what we are going to do is add up four h4 tags, one for home, one for about, one for blogs, and one for sign in. Okay, so the text has appeared here. Now let's make the color of the text white so that it will be visible. So in this style tag, all we need to do is just do h4 and not only h4 but also h1, because the logo, that temporary logo, we are using an h1 tag. Color, we are going to simply give it white. Now we can see that this text is clearly visible. Now we need to fix this because this is not even looking like a navigation bar. First of all, let's target the navigation div. So dot navigation. Let's make this a flex box. So display flex. Now we can see that this buttons box has appeared right side. Now we are going to do the same for the button box. So dot buttons display flex. Now we can observe that the buttons are also in an horizontal position. Now let's bring this buttons to the right side. So to do that, all we need to do is just go in this navigation and do justify content space between. Now here we can observe that the buttons have came to right. Let's give this navigation bar some padding. So in this navigation style, what we are going to just give it some padding of, let's say, 20 pixels. Okay, so, and we are also going to give some gap between these buttons. So we are going to simply target H4 and do margin left 10 pixels. Now this is looking good. And one more thing, you see that this logo and the buttons are not aligned properly. So to fix this, we are going to also give margin top, let's say 10 pixels. As you can see now, both of them are aligned. And let's do one more thing, like I've just put up h4 tags, but we need to make this as links. So to fix this, uh, all we need to do is inside h4 we are going to add an anchor tag. As we can see now, I have added an anchor tag in this h4 tags. Now these are clickable links. Okay, so now what we are going to do is again target these anchor tags and change the color to white. So in the style tag, we are going to simply target the anchor tag and let's change the color to white. And you notice one thing, we can see those underlines. To remove this, all you need to do is just type text decoration none. So with this, all the underlines will go away. Now as you can see, these are clickable links. And let's also do something like when we hover on these buttons. So when someone hover on this uh, buttons, I want to change the color. What else will do text decoration to underline. So whenever someone hovers on this, as you can see, there is an underline in this. Okay, so the navigation bar has been done. Okay, so now we are going to add some text in between here. So for that we have created a div. So in this div we are going to create an h1 tag, and we can just put some text saying welcome to my blog. Okay, so now we are going to make this text appear in the center. So to do that, all we need to do is first target the text. So dot text, make it a flex box. So display flex. Let's give this a height of somewhat, let's say 400 pixels, and we are going to do justify content center and also align item center. So as you can see right now, the text has appeared in the center. Now let's increase the font size of this text. So here I'm going to give this h1 a class. Let's name this title, and here simply we are going to target dot title and font size. I think 38 pixels would be fine. Add some font to all this text here. So we are going to go to fonts.google.com, copy the link here, and let's paste it in the head tag. Let's also copy this one, and we want this for the navigation button. So I think we have not given navigation buttons any class, but it's h4, so we're going to simply add that in the h4. As you can see, the font has changed and now it's looking good. And okay, so you might observe one problem, like this text my blog is not appearing clearly because the background's brightness is stopping this. So there is a very simple way to fix it. So what we are going to do is we are going to simply reduce the background image's brightness so that this text can be easily be visible. So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to use an before pseudo selector. So dot home before, let's give the content nothing, and we are going to give this a height of 100 vh and width of 100 vw, and Now we need to shift the background image from normal home to the before, and let's see what happens. Now you can see that the image has disappeared because you need to position your element while using the before pseudo selector. So let's give it a position absolute. Now you can see that the image has reappeared, but the text is gone. To reappear the text, all you need to do is just make the z index -1. So z index -1. Now you might ask a question like, why I've done all this? Like this was similarly before, isn't it? So now we can easily reduce the brightness. So we can use the filter brightness and make it 80%, and even reduce this more to 70%. And now you can see that the text is clearly appearing. Now you might ask me one question like, why did you do all this before pseudo selector content blah blah blah? Why can't you directly change the brightness from here? So if we directly change the brightness from here, then the brightness of the text will also reduce, so that we don't want that. I'm going to simply add background attachment fixed. So after doing this, you can observe one thing, that the background image is fixed, and while we are scrolling, we can get this amazing effect. So we are going to add some more information here so that this effect will be more clear. Okay, so after this, we are going to create another div inside this section, and let's give it a class called blog links box. Okay, so inside this, we are going to create an h2 tag, and let's give this a class called blog links. Okay, so inside this, we are going to add an anchor tag href, and now after this, we are going to add some dummy text, like let's say my first blog. So we are going to give this anchor tag a class as well. Let's give it a class called links. Okay, so I've just removed this latest block because that wasn't looking good. Created few dummy links here. We'll just fix them later, okay, when we are working on the backend. Now what we are going to do is we'll just focus a little bit on the designing, okay. So in this links, this is going to be the title, and we also need a subheading like down here. So what we are going to do is uh, after this anchor tag, we are going to add a strong tag. And now inside this strong tag, we are going to add some dummy text, so lorem 4. Let's see what happens. So now there is a problem here. So this should be the subheading, but this is the same size as the title. So first of all, we are going to put a br tag here so that this appears in the next line. Okay, so now we are going to reduce the font size of the strong tag. So here we're going to target strong, and font size will be, let's give it 10 pixels. Oh, that's very less. So 20 pixels. Let's give this a class called blog heading, and give it a margin bottom 60 pixels final. Okay, now this is looking good. Now we'll customize this my blog. So what we are going to do is simply give this a font family. So we are going to choose another font from Google Fonts. So I think this font is okay for the heading. So we are going to simply copy, like let's remove this old one and copy this one. We are going to paste it here, and we'll also copy the font family, this one, and paste it here on our blog heading. So let's see how the font changes. Okay, so this is looking good now. Let's also give this an text decoration underline. Text decoration underline. Okay, so now this is looking more good. So after this we are going to make our footer. So we are going to make an footer tag. Inside this we are we'll just give an h1 tag. Now we are going to make this footer very basic. So we are just gonna give um, copyright at your website. Okay, so this is a very basic one, and after this what we are going to do is just target the footer and make the background black. And one more thing that we want to do is just make this center. So all you need to do is text align center. Okay, so and one more thing, we'll just reduce the font size. So in the footer, font size, we'll just make it to 20 pixels. I mean, we'll just make it 10 pixels. And one more thing, we'll just add some margin top. So margin top 20 pixels. Okay, so the footer is also done.